Welcome back to the Bears Baseball Network. We've had a great 2 weekends of baseball. Our high school teams got started for the first time this weekend, and of course, our youth teams were in action 2 weekends ago, got Memorial Day off. But it was a great weekend of baseball. Our high school guys spent no time showing off the power. 6 different players homered in their first weekend back with the Bears, and let's talk about those guys first. Starting with the 16U Floyd guys, Landon Nickerson and Bruce Portell, both with home runs on the weekend. Bernie, these are 2 guys that aren't typically, I would say, if you were to guess the 2 guys who are going to be home runs for the first weekend, maybe these 2 not necessarily top of mind. Landon Nickerson, obviously the big-time exit velocities, but hasn't necessarily been known to get the ball in the air enough as his power could dictate. And Bruce Portell is a guy who's very young into this team, getting thrown into a big role. He homers his first weekend. Bernie, I want to get your thoughts first about Landon Nickerson starting off his high school season with a bang. What do you think about Landon Nickerson, his first home run of the season?
Yeah, I think this guy's just a household name that maybe had a little bit down year as far as home runs went last year. But, this guy's still one of the Bears leaders in home runs career-wise, and I still expect this guy to be, in the top 3, 4, 5 of this team in home runs at the end of the year.
KJ, Bruce Portell, a top 3 Bears prospect when he joined the Bears, started this weekend in the cleanup spot, in the 5 spot. This guy is coming out of the gate swinging. Even today, as we're recording this, hit a big double in a high-level tournament. What have you thought about Bruce Portell specifically with the bat so far?
Yeah, Bruce has always had a really high ceiling. I know he was one of those guys who had a real slow start to the BWL season, and then at the end really picked it up. So I think he's carrying that momentum into the season.
For 15U, Lucas Wilburn, Joey Burgess, Lucas Velchek, and Maxim Borodko, all 4 homered. I'll tell you what, none of these guys are really surprising. All 4 of these guys, big-time power numbers last year, but Lucas Wilburn in particular, maybe not the home run power. Last year, no home runs, but he hit over 29 doubles in the regular season. Bernie, this guy, again, known as more of a high batting average, high doubles guy, gets off the gates hot with a home run. What do you think about Lucas Wilburn his opening weekend?
Yeah, maybe this is the year that we see Willie B get some home runs because every year it seems like he's gotten more powerful and more powerful. Went from a guy a couple years ago who used to play on the old Bell team who, was not known for swinging hard at all, hit a lot of singles, and he's progressed more and more every single year. So, maybe this is the year we finally start seeing it.
KJ, Joey Burgess, Lucas Velchek, and Maxim Borodko, all 3 of them, if they can do one thing, it's hit for power. But maybe this year, they could add some more to their game. They could really become all-around top hitters. What have you thought about these 3 guys at bats, and who do you think has the best chance to be the best combination of both contact, double power, and homer power?
Between what guys?
Joey Burgess, Lucas Velchek, and Maxim Borodko.
Yeah, I think all around, Joey Burgess is one of the best all-around hitters in the entire Bears. This guy dominated BLBL. He's a guy who's just gone like this his entire Bears career. I remember sitting at the same seat talking about how, Joey was a big prospect. He's about to break out. It seems like right now Joey's in his prime.
Yeah, a monster weekend. Lucas Velchek as well looked very, very good. Maxim Borodko was on Vallette this weekend. Not all guys back from high school ball, so we took 2 smaller rosters, and Maxim absolutely dominated on that Vallette team. Very, very impressive from him as well. Let's go ahead and move into our April-May awards. Youth teams rained out a lot in April, so we didn't do an April award show, so now we'll throw it all into one between our April and May awards, starting with the MVP, and this is probably the least controversial, least suspenseful award on the board today. It is Rudy Montenegro Langley. This guy on pace to be the Bears home run record holder. Obviously, he is already currently the Bears single season hit leader. Bernie, there's not much this guy can't do. Absolutely off to a monster start. Tell me what I don't know about Rudy Montenegro Langley so far here in 2025.
Yeah, I think Rudy's made himself a household name here, so I don't know how much there is you don't know about him, but 7 home runs already, been off to a great start. And look, we're not playing on very small fields either. We're playing at these big high school fields. He's having no trouble hitting them out. So it's not a surprise, right? We saw Rudy take a massive jump last year. It's no surprise that he takes another one in 2025.
Since we're talking about Rudy Montenegro Langley, I'll jump to 3rd in the MVP voting. That's going to be Harrison Blabaum. And I think for Harrison standards, maybe a bit of a slow month, especially in April. He's caught back up in May, but that just shows you a slow couple of months for Harrison Blabaum. He's still 3rd in the MVP award. That's how good he is. Let's talk about 2nd place in the MVP award. It is Nick Byrne. KJ, we knew the potential was here for him. We talked about him as a preseason MVP favorite. This guy has just come out the gates running, crushing the baseball. Give me your thoughts on Nick Byrne so far here in 2025.
Yeah, I think Nick's just the epitome of the Bears mentality. He goes up there swinging for the fences every at bat, and his goal every time is just hit the ball as hard as he can. I think that's what he's doing right now.
The Spring Summer Cy Young Award is going to go to Owen Haynes. 22 strikeouts to 2 walks. Absolutely dominant on the mound. Bernie, this is a guy we've always known a premium strike thrower, a guy who can go out and give you a chance to win every single week. But it feels like this year he's kind of taken that step forward to being a dominant ace that can win you a game. What have your thoughts been on Owen Haynes, our April-May Cy Young Award winner?
Yeah, no doubt this guy's been the best pitcher so far. He's added stuff to his arsenal, he's throwing harder. And at 12U, man, you can get 2 pitches over the plate like he can, 2 very good ones, right, and throw hard. You're going to be dominant. And we know Haynes showing that he is the best. He's been the best pitcher so far.
Once again, since we're talking about Owen Haynes, let's go ahead and jump to third in the Cy Young Award. KJ, Owen Haynes is the Sunday ace for this team, but the Saturday ace is Weeden Hainline, 17 strikeouts to just 1 walk for Weeden Hainline. So that means those 2 guys, 39 Ks, just 3 walks. They've been absolutely dominant. KJ, we know the 1 walk really isn't that surprising for Weeden. We know he's an absolute strike pumper, but the 17 strikeouts, this guy has really taken his pitching game to a whole nother level. What has been the difference for you in Weeden Hainline? How has he been not just keeping the control that he's always had, but now picking up the strikeouts as well? Give me your thoughts on Weeden Hainline.
Yeah, I think Weeden's continuing to bring his velocity up. He used to be a guy who's you could trust him, like you said, to get the ball over the plate, throw a lot of strikes with his fastball. Now he's throwing his fastball harder, and he's throwing his curveball not only for strikes, but it's breaking a lot. He's throwing it harder. So, like Bernie said, if you got 2 pitches that you can throw for strikes that are good, you're going to dominate at that age.
Second place in the Cy Young Award is going to be Alex Vo, and I think Owen Haynes definitely predicted in the top 3. Weeden Hainline maybe not predicted top 3, but you can certainly see it. Alex Vo really comes out of nowhere here. A big month, 26 Ks to just 8 walks. And Bernie, this is a guy who I think we've always known has had a very high ceiling, but maybe a very low floor on the mound. So far, it's been mostly ceiling for Alex Vo. Give me your thoughts on his start to 2025 on the mound.
Yeah, I think most people, around the team knew that Vogt has the potential to be the ace of the team, right? He has the stuff to do it. Early in the year, he had a lot of outings where he was 4 walks, 5 Ks. But I think his last outing, he started the first game on Sunday. Well, I believe it was 1 walk, 10 Ks, right? We saw against a good team, he can still be a dominant ace. I think we're going to see more of that the rest of 2025.
Yeah, kind of like the opposite of Weeden Hainline. The strikeouts, 26 Ks, not a surprise for me, for Alex Vo. But the walks, the only 8 walks has been very, very impressive for him. Speaking of Alex Vo, the Platinum Glove Award winner from the April and May is going to be Alex Vo. If you play shortstop, I've always said the Platinum Glove Award, the first place you look is shortstop, and we've got 2 really good ones here at the youth level. But Alex Vo has 0 errors on the season, playing every inning at shortstop for this team. Absolutely phenomenal. I would say he's not just that guy that is kind of a statue. He's going to field everything right at him, but not going to move a lot. This guy's capable of making those big-time plays as well. Bernie, Alex Vo, he's been great on the mound, but maybe even more impressive has been his defense. He's been a lockdown shortstop. Give me your thoughts on Alex Vo's defense.
Yeah, everyone knows this kid's an athlete, right? He can go get any ball with anybody, but he's also got a rocket arm, and this year he's started to make all the routine plays, right? He can go get the ball deep in the hole and throw anybody out, and he can go up the middle and get a ball and throw anybody out. He's made every single routine play, right? This guy has been, from a guy who wasn't a shortstop last year who's turned into now to a superstar defender.
KJ, Owen Weibrecht was a Platinum Glove Award candidate in the outfield back a year and a half ago when he was the starting center fielder. Now he's asked to be the starting shortstop, and he's second in the Platinum Glove Award. Very easily could have won it if Alex Vo's not at 0 errors on the season. I thought Weibrecht a fantastic season defensively so far. What have been your thoughts about Owen Weibrecht's transition to the infield?
Yeah, I think he plays shortstop, not a traditional way. This is a guy, if you watch him, he kind of looks weird when he plays short because he plays so far in. He plays almost in front of the baseline. But that's kind of how I've taught him to play it for sure because I think when you play in like that, you don't have time to get out of the way of the ball. And this guy, he doesn't get out of the way of the ball of anything. He doesn't ever get out of the way, right? He bodies everything up. He almost plays shortstop like a catcher, where he gets down, everything is bodied up, and it helps his arm out too playing there. So, he's just a pure athlete. He can play anywhere.
If you're not looking at shortstop for the Platinum Glove, you're looking into center field, and Owen Haynes was 3rd place in the Platinum Glove Award. The number 1 way that 12U Floyd has improved from last year to this year has been the pitching staff, but the number 2 way has been the outfield defense, and this has been Owen Haynes' he's been the star of the show of that transition. Owen Haynes last year, he was a guy that in center field, going to catch everything easy. He's not going to necessarily go in the gap. He's not going to throw any runners out. He's going to make all the easy plays. This year, he's really focused on being more aggressive out in center field. He's made several diving catches in the outfield, and he keeps runners on first base when they try to go for doubles. He's got an absolute rocket arm and 8+ accuracy as well. Owen Haynes has really been he's been the leader of that outfield, and that outfield has been very, very good for 12U Floyd. Let's go ahead and finish up here with the Rookie of the Month for April and May. Got a lot of talented rookies here in the last year of this rookie class. But the winner of the Rookie of the Month award is going to be Hank Schultz. KJ, I think this guy, when he joined, we were very hopeful about him. We thought he could be a top 5 hitter on the team, a top 5 pitcher on the team, and play some good defense. Really catcher, third, first, anywhere you need him. But this guy has really started to turn into that star-level player. Hank Schultz, I think, arguably behind Nick Byrne, the second best hitter on this team. You can make the argument. And defensively, been very, very solid wherever you put him. On the mound, been very, very solid in any situation. Hank Schultz has really done it all, and the role he plays on this team is just such a big one. Give me your thoughts on Hank Schultz, our Rookie of the Month.
Yeah, Hank has really stepped up, and I think when you're in the lineup behind Nick and Neifrey, you're going to bat with guys on, and Hank has done a good job in that 3-hole to get those guys in. And when Nick and Neifrey don't get hits, he's done a good job of starting a new rally up. So, and like you said, at third base, this guy is just a elite third baseman. I think anywhere under the high school level, and you got a third baseman who's making 70% of the plays, I think you're happy, and Hank makes much more than that. But Hank is just, like you said, a good all-around player. He can pitch, hit, and play great D.
Bernie, we've already talked about this guy twice. This guy is an A-plus defender. He's an A-minus pitcher, and I think his bat is really starting to rise up the ranks as well. It's Alex Vo, second in the Rookie of the Month conversation. This is a guy who I think coming into the year, you really thought you were just hoping for a C-plus defense, C-plus arm, and C-plus bat. He's been much better than that so far. This guy's really started to transition into one of the best players in the Bears. Give me your thoughts on Alex Vo, specifically the hitting, since we already talked about his defensive pitching.
Yeah, this guy's top of those awards, but offensively, I think he's holding a 1.3 or 1.4 OPS right now. Found himself in the 4-hole, hitting behind Owen Lewis, Rudy, and Harrison in that lineup. And I said before the year, man, that I thought Vogt has the athleticism and the talent to be to lead our team in doubles. And right now, I don't know if he's first, but he's first or second right now. He's right at the top of that team, so he's starting to flash all that potential.
KJ, this guy was a top 3 BBM prospect coming into 2025, but I think he's taken off quicker than even I could have expected. It's Quentin Choate, who's off to just a fantastic start. If you just look at the raw numbers, Quentin Choate probably should be the number 1 spot in the Rookie of the Month, but obviously he doesn't have near as many at-bats as Hank or Alex. But if you look at the pure stats, Quentin Choate has been the best hitter of these 3 guys. I think he's going to keep carving himself a bigger and bigger role for this 14 Floyd squad. But so far, what he's done at the plate has been very, very impressive. Give me your thought on Quentin Choate, his transition from last year to this year.
Yeah, I think if someone were to ask, what does a Bears baseball player look like, I'd want him to watch Quentin Choate. I mean, this guy plays the way the Bears want guys to play baseball. He swings with 130% intensity. He plays defense, 130% aggressiveness, and he throws really hard in the field. He throws really hard on the mound. So this guy just goes all out all the time, and he's getting great results with it.
Our high school guys are back. They're going to be competing for our June awards. Hopefully the reign of the season is mostly behind us so we can get back into these monthly award show. But congratulations to all of our spring or all of our April and May award winners. All these guys are very, very good, and it was very, very tough to choose a top 3 for these awards. So very, very impressive. That's going to do it for this episode of the Bears Baseball Network, and we'll talk to y'all next week.